Brothers and sisters, welcome back to my channel. Today we are gonna do Deck Doctor. So I asked my chat to submit their deck list in the Discord, and I decided to go over them and fix them live. So I guess let's move over those. The first one that we got is a branded deck list. Now, I think I already see some issues with this branded decklist. The first one is he doesn't play multiple Mercurial. I think playing multiple Mercurial is insanely good. At least 2, it's the minimum amount required, to be honest. I think this card is crazy good. It gives you way more lines that will help you to lead to an optimal end board. And I don't like Dark Magician anymore in the main deck. This is the decklist of Charlie Fuch, I believe. So, I think, I mean, you should have gave me your take over the decklist. This is, like, in my opinion, outdated. I don't think this list is bad. It's just outdated. It's like every format in Yu-Gi-Oh. Like when during an event there is a very good list for a specific event, and then it turns out to not be an optimal choice for other events. So first of all, I would not play the Dark Magician. I think it's an unnecessary brick. The Branded Expulsion is not a bad main deck card, even though I would like to put this card in the side deck. I think the deck can play through evenly quite easily with Branded Red Ad Libitum, and I also noticed that you don't play Ad Libitum in the main deck. I would totally play Ad Libitum in the main deck, and I see that you are overcommitting with Denko Seka, Cyclone, and Evil Image in the side. I don't think you need Denko Seka. I think Expulsion can be in the side deck. You definitely need Ad Libitum. Ad Libitum. And I would play also the second Mercurial. I think those are, in my opinion, mandatory. The rest of the list seems fine. I mean, it's standard. There is no spice, you know? Like, if you were showing me something more spicy, I would have improved it even more. But this is being standard. I'm not gonna change your entire deck. But it's not spice. This is just standard. It's like a plate with no flavor, you know? Jinzo, the side's not even that bad. I think it's alright. I would play Bell in the side deck for sure. I love Bell. I think Bell is very nice. I think it's a nice card. Now, the thing is, do you need Jinzo? You can play Jinzo. You can decide to not play Jinzo. You can also put this in B2 Nibiru as well, but I like Bell the most, to be honest. I think Kontatsi is also nice to have. You can cut. It's probably Jinzo because if we commit Bell also for the Labyrinth matchup, also Jinzo is not needed. Like, it's like you can also play Darkness of the Invader in order to counter Runic, because your opponent cannot activate quick spell cards. Okay, so you can play this card against Runic. Is it needed though? Then you have to side these for Runic. Then you have to side Jinzo for trap decks. Then you have to side Gimmick Puppet for the other deck. And all of these, just for what? For when you complete a combo and you put the Expulsion on the board. I think it's not needed. I think it's just not needed. I think it's like overcommitting. It's not spicy. And now someone in my chat who does not understand what I mean, it's calling this shit the goo. It's not the goo. It's something that you can do, but it requires you to literally, like, just side for going first. I think you should focus and side for going second, because your deck going first already wins. If that makes sense. In the extra deck, I would cut Dragoon, and I would play the second Rain Broom. And I think that's standard enough. I think that's standard enough. We can move on. Sword Soul. Now, Sword Soul, this deck, I love this main deck actually, because like by just looking at it, 3 Ashuna, 3 Vishuddha, 1 Shetana, 2 Adara, so it's 9 tennis. 9 tennis with 2 circles, so the ratio is 2-9, very good. I like that a lot actually. 3 Longian obviously, 3 Moyer, 2 Taillé, 3 Ecclesia, finally someone with some good taste. 3 Emergence, 1 Blackout, 3 Ash, 3 Contact C. I think the Contact C is actually better than Nibiru, so I will stand on it and I will die on this hill. Book of Moon, in order to counter Kashtira, nice, I like that as a lot, and it's also more flexible than fucking Book of Eclipse. 3 Impermanence, standard, and to the side, standard. Now the side deck is 3 DD Crow. I prefer Bell over DD Crow. I think it's just a better card. Now, people would say, okay, N3sh, but then what happens if you Bell your opponent Runic Fontaine, but they still have the cards in the graveyard, and then they just still draw 3 the next turn, and you just waste the Bell. Now, here's the thing. You are not supposed to draw Bell. What you are supposed to do is using Bell after the second circulation of the Runic cards, because they usually run out of Runic Engine. And that's how you are supposed to use that. Now, is it difficult? Yes, it is, because it's a difficult spot to recognize, because depends on how your opponent plays his Runic cards, depends on the execution of your opponent plays, that you can figure out what he has, and then the Bell is gonna hurt a lot. Like a lot. When I say a lot, it's gonna be a lot. And also it's Sataner level 3, which is nice for this deck anyways. 3 Crossout. He's playing Crossout just to counter the barrier. I don't think this deck, like, even though you counter the barrier, this deck still loses to the other people engine. There is a very substantial difference in between this deck and the Despia deck. The thing about Despia is Despia has the strongest engine in the game, and resolving one branded fusion is like plus 1 million. You normal summoning Moyer, resolving the effect loses to a lot of things. It does not only lose to barrier, and that's why, in my opinion, Crossout Designator in the side, it's not a thing. And I would definitely play Rivalry. I think this deck is more control-ish than actually, like, does not pop off as branded. At this point, if you want to play if you want to play Crossout, just play branded. And that's what I would probably do with this. I think this is already good enough. In the extra deck, I don't like Punisher. We were talking about how to counter the barrier. Now, you cannot really counter the barrier, but you can play under it using the Draco Master of the Tenny. This card was hella nice back in the days to play mirrors and stuff, and also clears your opponent board. It has like a sort of Raigeki effect. So I actually like it more, and also right now, because like barrier now came back to be very popular. And that's why, even though I totally agree that like a dimensional barrier should be in every side deck, to play around it, you can play Draco Master in order to put your opponent in a top deck situation, and I think that's fine enough. I think I'm done with this. I think this was fine enough. Then we go over Kashtira. Now, we saw multiple deck profiles about Kashtira. Ash Blossom, Ghost Mourner, Forbidden Lands, Enemy Control. So those are your flex spots. I see that you're not playing. I see that you're not playing the Pot of Desire, as Jesse Cotton did. I think Pot of Desire might be actually very valuable. Over Enemy Controller, more than that, even though I understand why you play Enemy Controller, not a huge fan of that. Actually, not a huge fan of that. It's kind of sucks, generally speaking, in this deck list. I'll probably play Chalice, like just another over Enemy Controller. I think it's just better, in my opinion. Enemy Controller is just good in the mirror, so I would probably not do that. Yeah, I would probably not do that. Yeah, I think it's only good in the mirror. It's just good in the mirror. I'm not a huge fan of that. Side deck like seems very standard, but I would definitely play this. I think this is much better. And for the pot, I like the side. Like, I really like the side. I like the side now. You should play 5 pots in order to draw one. Because this deck wants to draw at least 1 pot. I can also understand 4. That happened also in the OCG back in the days. If you play the Sire, then you don't play. You play 1 Arisert. I think it's fine to play 1 Arisert. So you could play 2 and 2 pots. No, I think Prosperity is too good to not play in this deck, to be honest. I think the Sire would be the worst card. Like, if you really don't want to do something and you want to play 4 pots, would be just cut 1 Arisert for 1 Desire and play 4 pots. But at this point, you should play 5, because 5 is actually the perfect number in order to draw 1 of the pots. In terms of flexibility, if you can cut 1 Lance, and you can put in 1 Risert, or you can cut 1 Chalice and 1 Risert in order to put 2 pots. That's probably what I would do. It seems clean to me. Yeah, I would do that. I think for sure 1. And then we have to decide in between those what we want to cut. Like, there are a lot of imperms here, so it has to be one of those. And since you are playing a Baron line using the Tanners, then you have to definitely cut 1 Impermanence or 1 Chalice. I think Lance is fine. It's fine most of the times. I think it's fine, yeah. So, can also be 1 Lance, or can also be 1 Chalice. I think it's 1 Chalice, and I'll play the second pot. I think it's clean. I think it is clean. To be honest, I think it is clean. Then for the extra deck, I think the side deck is fine. 4 Gammas, 3 Shifter, 1 RP Feather Duster, 3 Cyclone, 1 Change of Heart, and 3 Barrier is fine. Again, I prefer Chalice over Enemy Controller, because Enemy Controller is just good in the mirror and doesn't really shine against you on any other matchup, so I'm not a huge fan. For the extra deck, Draco Sack I think it's very good. Annihilation is insanely good, it's not once per turn as well. You need to run at least 2 of these and 3 of Arisert. If you play 2, you are just a bozo. This card is mandatory at 3. And I'm gonna die on this hill. 2 Zeus, for sure. Now, here is the thing. After you play 1 Mind Dagger, then there are options here. But on the floor, it's not needed, it's just nice. I really don't think this card is needed. I'm gonna leave it here, because then otherwise I should change your deck, cutting the Marner if you're not playing Baron on the floor. But I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. What I think is not really necessary, it's the second big eye. I think the second big eye, again, comes up only in the mirror, and most of the time you won't even need that. It's not something that always comes up. It's something that might make a difference in some games. So you can play the second big guy. What I would play though, it's the other fossil, fusion, or Garura. Those are nice. Garura or the other fossil fusion, having a +1 or having fossil warrior in order to pop like the next turn. I think it makes a huge difference sometimes. Even though I don't really dislike your extra deck, I'm gonna keep it like that because I don't want to put too much of my doubts into your deck list. It's like, yeah, I'm fixing it, but your deck list is already fine. But I can suggest you at least to test those cards. I would test for sure the Fossil Warrior, and I would test Garura in the extra deck. But then those cards are only reliable if you open with Prosperity. So do you actually want to commit more? Because then that means that you should cut 1 Baron and you should cut 1 big guy in order to play the second Fossil School, and 1 Garura in order to draw. But those only comes up with Prosperity. So, I mean, at least try the Fossil Warrior, because I think the Fossil Warrior is a huge card. Because if you attach both the Fossil Monsters to your Arisert, if they out the Arisert, the next turn, you already clean your opponent board. The next list that we got is Naturia. Let's see this. Okay, first of all, the first thing that you do when you build a Naturia deck list is count how many runic cards he has. So it's 3, 5, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. You play at least 18. This card is amazing. I don't know why you're not playing Dispelling. think the spelling is an amazing card. And I think the deck has only 2 flex spots. Really 2 flex spots. Now, how do we want to use those 2 flex spots? Because the deck has only 6 flex spots. And if you run less runic cards, your deck is gonna break. Your deck is gonna be ass. Your deck is not gonna work. You're gonna complain that your deck breaks. And cry about it, blah, blah, blah. So first of all, those are weak entraps, and impermanence doesn't work when you draw it. So you cut impermanence, and I think you put Bell in the main deck here. Why? There is a combo. There is a very nice combo that you can drawing Ash or Bell. Now, here is the thing. There are 2 options here. I'm gonna put both the option. I'm gonna put money is gonna be nice, but I think you have to play that in the main deck, in the extra deck, but we will talk about it. Let me cut this call by. Let me cut this Feather Duster in a fucking Runic deck. You really want me to scream on you. Like, you actually want to get me cancelled. Feather Duster in a fucking Runic deck. And then you guys ask me why I smoke. Anyways, so there are 2 options here. One is there is a combo that utilizes Risert and the Synchro 5, and it's Flora. And then there is another combo that utilizes Freki and Diabolantis. Now, let me go over those and let's talk about it. I'm gonna put a Moki in the middle of those. Moki! And now, you guys are like you guys are like this right now. You guys are like Moki. You have a question mark on your head, and you are thinking, N3sh, what the fuck are you cooking right now? Let me explain. This deck is called Naturia Runic, but it has also another name. It's called Eugene and Pray. It's called Eugene and Pray because most of the time you're gonna summon Eugene, draw cards, and brick on that shit. It's like you're gonna draw your free spots, like Ash or Bell. Okay? Now, the percentage of the math in order to draw a play, it's not even that bad. It's actually good. But happens very usually to end on Eugene. So here is the thing. You summon Eugene, you draw. Now here is the thing. If you draw Ash or Bell, then you can normal summon Ash or Bell, go into Flora. Flora is gonna pop the fountain that you searched with Eugene. It's gonna summon a token, and the token is level 2. This card is a Tanner and it's a Synchro. You go into Shooting Riser, and Shooting Riser will send Mole Cricket. So you're gonna have Shooting Riser and Mole Cricket. If you have another Runic, then the second Runic is gonna summon Jerry. And then with Gary, you can add Runic Fountain back from your graveyard. And you can summon Baron de Fleur, because Shooting Riser became a level 6. Now.
Yo.
Fuck. So we got a Naturia decklist here. So I was talking about a certain interaction. An interaction is when you draw, when you can use your non-engine in order to combo. And there is a combo that, like, you know, this deck is Eugene and Prey. I don't know how many times I roasted this shit. Because people wanted to put me on it. So if you go Eugene and you draw with Fountain and you draw Ash or Bell, then you can normal Ash using Eugene and Ash or Eugene and Bell in order to go into Flora, pop your Fountain, special summon a token, that's level 2, Shooting Riser is gonna send Mole Cricket, and then if you have another Runic, which probably you have, because you bricked on those, then you can summon Gary, or Jerry, I don't know how you pronounce that, add back the Fountain, so you get a circulation of a Fountain for free, and then you summon Baron de Fleur.
Okay.
Now there is also the other combo. The other combo is way more simple, but in my opinion it's more explosive and comes up more in a middle game state, when does not come up when you start with the Eugene to search the field spell and then you draw Ash or Bell, then you still break. And the second combo is using Diabolantis, the Menacing Mantis, with Freaky. So what you do is, with Fontaine, you summon Freaky, you draw, summon Ash, summon Bell, and make Diabolantis, and Diabolantis can send Mole Cricket. And then with the second Runic, you can summon Eugene, and then you can make Diabolantis a tunnel in order to summon Baron.
Yeah, I invented that.
So, I think those are... So, I think... I think those ones are... Like, you have to choose one. And I think it's probably the one that summons Eugene before. Because that's what you would do in some spots. If you draw only Runic cards.
To be honest, I think you're supposed to play 24 Runics in this deck. 24 Runics, 3 Fountain. I'm being serious, bro.
I do not necessarily disagree with you. I think the more Runics you play, the better this deck is.
Yeah.
But I think you need some flex spots.
You only need 3. 3 of anything. 3 Kaiju, 3 blowout, 3 evenly. Ash is terrible. Don't play Ash. Ash is like very mid. It's like a baby. It's like tickling a giant that's coming at you. And that giant is a Rise Heart. Okay? The giant is in a Rise Heart that's running down, ready to slap your ass. And the Ash is not doing anything.
You cannot imagine. Like, you cannot imagine. I'm gonna meme this shit on my YouTube video. I'm gonna actually make it. I'm gonna force Ped to do a meme about that.
The Rise Heart is literally running.
Please, just leave me alone. No!
Ash wants him his ass. Unfortunate as it sounds, like Ash is only good into one matchup and it's branded, but into every other deck in the format, the card is literally like ass. You Ash your opponent, you go -1 half the time. It's facts. It's only good into branded. Only one match. Ash Fountain. You only Ash Fountain if your opponent like lost brain cells. Like literally, you can never Ash like Fountain. Like you should never be able to if you play against someone with some brains.
I totally understand your point. But it's like, then if you draw only Runics, then you actually go Eugene Pass again.
There are things you could do. Like if you have Slumber or Tip, it doesn't matter. Also, if you open a lot of Runics, you can force yourself to like draw 3. So you have to play 3 you have to play 3 Fountain. You can't play 1. It's also the best card going second. And into any fair deck like that's not playing Kashtira, playing 3 Fountain means you can break their board and draw 3 cards. Because going second into any matchup of the format, they will use every resource they have to make sure you don't resolve Hugin to Search Fountain. So even if you break their board, you can't win because you don't have there's no recovery. So the point I'm trying to make here is you need to play 3 Fountain because it's like literally the God card going second into every matchup, every fair deck. Yo, people think it's a Naturia deck, but it's really just this deck is actually it's a Runic deck at heart. It's not like it's like you think it's a Naturia deck, but it's really not a Naturia deck. That's the reason why I don't play Shufflers. Because it's really not a Naturia deck. At the end of the day, the main engine is actually Runic. I wouldn't play Ash.
I mean, yeah, without Ash, with 3 flex.
Yeah, I'll play like 3 Gamma Seal or 3 Book of Moon. You can side
I
out if you
prefer
want.
Book of Moon because there is
Yeah, I
the
think-
combo that plays around Kaiju.
Yeah, you can play Book of Moon.
If people are wondering what's the combo to play around Kaiju, is the Trap set and Kashtira Scarecrow
Bro,
in hand.
people are on no cap. Most cast players don't even know what they're doing half the time. Like like
So the combo...
you could actually you could play a kaiju. Yo, most cast players don't even know what they're doing, bro.
I understand, but I mean, you should
Bro, like
definitely...
that. Those are like
people are
DB warriors
respecting
only
it.
know that combo.
Bro, people are respecting it. Like, only... Like, the good players do that. They summon Arise. They end on... Flex spot, blah, blah, blah. So, they are gonna end on the trap. And... tier this in hand. Set. This in the graveyard. So this is basically what they usually end on. Okay? Now I'm just like, this is it. Like, you can end on even more, obviously. With the end I open it. But what I'm talking about is basically this. Because if you kaiju your opponent Arise Art, they are gonna banish it later with Kashtira. And then now they can summon it back with the preparation. Okay, so Kaiju is not as strong as it was before, because now there are way more technical plays for Kashtira. And that's why I prefer Book of Moon, because it actually removes the threat at all.
Book of Moon is also a card that works going first too. That's why it's technically a little bit better than the kaiju.
Okay, obviously you have to play the Moon in the extra deck. Cut this bullshit, Ice Jade. You're playing League of Legends, right?
No, I'm not, bro.
Yeah, he cut the fucking Scarlet Red Dragon. Like, it's way better to have Moon in.
Yeah, that's just.
I know how you get. So I would have in the extra deck. Let me think about. Oh, you don't play Dugares. There is no fucking way you don't play Dugares. You are crazy. I think the extra X is fine. Barkion actually never comes up. Like, from my testing, Barkion actually never came up. Like, it actually rarely comes up. But you can run it.
Yeah. There's only two, so it comes up in two matchups. It comes up against Mathmex, and then it comes up against it comes up in games 2s and 3s where you need to. There's a specific play that you can only do in 3 Blessing, where I can play around evenly matched Kaiju or evenly matched Lava Golem.
Are you at least winning?
No shit, boy. You're missing the go right now.
Okay, so 3 evenly match. I think I like that. Book of Eclipse, I think this card is ass. Especially in a deck that stalls for turn and you cannot kill your opponent. You are playing a card that actually gives resources to your opponent. I don't know what you smoke, but it was something good.
What? What do you mean?
No, the guy was playing Book of Eclipse in the side deck in fucking Runic.
Oh yeah, that's mad dumb. Yeah, don't do that. I played it for Vegas, only to outcash, but it was like a very bad idea.
Then I guess you can side the Kaijus. I think it's fine. Kurikara does the same job as the Kaiju. Non need it. A Cosmic Cyclone, I think you need it. It's very good in the mirror. Then I would play... As Floodgate, I would play the... What's the name of the continuous trap that stops? It's called... the one that you suggested to Farfapa.
Organism.
Organism.
Oh yeah, I invented that card.
He actually invented that. And then for the last spot, we need probably another board breaker.
Nah, don't play Cosmic. Play Dark Blue no more. It's for Sprite.
I have it. Roller. I think this is fine. This is fine enough. This is good enough. I think this is good. Yeah, that's what I would do for the first list of Naturia Runic. For the second one, I'm gonna suggest you to play we're gonna do what I was doing before. So you cut this, play this. In this version, I would not play Barkion, and I would play the Riser. So I'm gonna build the two versions for you, so you can test those, Shooting Riser and the level 5 synchro. This combo usually comes up. Cut this, you're crazy for playing that. And then you can play more Runic. Two of these, one of these, and one droplet. Then we're gonna play Cosmic Ruler. Book. And what else? What was the last card? Organism. You need a continuous trap. So organism is the one that works better. I'll do probably this. And I think I like this like that. For the last... oh my god. We're gonna go over Ninja now. So, let me see this. Call by the grave in order to stop your opponent dash. Which is okay. You're playing only 2 Book of Moon and 3 Book of Eclipse. And then you play Crossout Designator. In order to stop your opponent evenly match. Holy shit.
Alright, bro. Delete this deck, please.
I mean, I wanna help him. Come on.
You help him by deleting the deck. I'm trolling. Guys, I'm trolling. It's evil pack hours, bro. The league game makes me toxic, bro.
So for these, I kinda have to think now, because there are multiple things here that we can do. So I like for sure, I don't like the Kamei, I like the other one, I like the other village. Because Kamei is a very aggressive card, I think you should side Kamei, but I think I would play the Hidden Village in the main deck over Kamei. I think it's a better card overall, most of the times. Like, if your opponent is good at the game, they are never gonna play into your Kamei, never. I think Hidden Village gives you a better follow-up. For the books, you definitely play more, and if you have to play 2 of 1, should be definitely one, should be one less Book of Eclipse. And I really love Book of Moon in this deck list. Like, if you have to play a book, 1 book less should be Book of Eclipse. Because it's the worst one overall. Call by, you can cut Call by. You can cut also Cross. I think Cross has to go, to be honest with you. I really don't think you should play around that. Like, okay, I understand that you want to play blah 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 heavily and stuff, but you know. And also, because you are booking your monster, this deck can actually play Lightning Storm in the main deck. Like, if you really want to play a board breaker card, you can actually play Lightning Storm in this main deck. This deck actually sets everything. And, like, this gets a huge advantage. And also, I like also more duplication, but I guess you should increase the number of monsters in your main deck if you do that. Don't think you need Call by. Like, if you want to play something like board breaking approach, should be like this, in my opinion. It is probably better to do that. Let me put this here. And this here. Yeah, I think I would do like something around those lines for the main deck. For the side deck, Let me take a look at the extra deck before. So we have the Great Insect that actually never comes up, even though it's a nice idea. It's when you equip with the ninjutsu tool your Mitsu. 3 Maizen, 2 Yagamaru. That is fine actually. Zeus never comes up. Like, actually never, but I mean, I guess you can try that. No, it actually never comes up. You should probably cut the Zeus here. I should have probably cut the Zeus. Instead of Hidden Village, we can also play Stone Fusion. That might be... Because Village is nice, but... I mean, it gives you a better grind. Instant Fusion is more about breaking boards. Using Yagamaru going second. It is slightly worse. It's slightly worse. Someone in the chat suggested Pot of Desire. And I think you should go in therapy for abusing drugs.
Fucking donut.
Especially because there are so many one-offs in this deck. And if you banish any of those, the game for you is over. Hidden Village is a card that gives you the control of the game state. Especially against... especially against decks that cannot deal fast with your spell and traps. I think I like more Hidden Village than Instant Fusion. Even though going second Instant Fusion is nice. I like both. I actually like both. Actually. Maybe 2 Book of Eclipse because it's worse and play 1 Instant Fusion. Yeah, I think I can do that because it's also a combo piece. Yeah, I think you can do that. I think I would do that actually. Makes more sense to me. Okay, Yagamaru, 3 Maizen, 1 Zeus that never comes up. Then 2 Saizo. I like Saizo. I also like double cross ship. The Ausa never comes up too. Even though I understand why you wanna play that, it never comes up. Like, you actually wanna never link into Ausa. Like, actually never. You're thinking about, like, your matchup against Kashtira should already be free. You don't need to special summon a Ferry to make it better. Like, you're playing 5 books, brother. Like, and then you're playing Lightning Storm, Evenly Match. Like, what you want more? Boreal Sword is needed. I would definitely play the second ship. You don't need Phoenix. Even though, I mean, you're already playing Yagamaru. Why you need Phoenix Unicorn? Phoenix Unicorn. It's so weird. Phoenix Unicorn is so weird, actually. I dislike that. I actually dislike that. And also because if you want to play... I believe there is a monster that you can probably play as a Link 4. But if you're going into a Link 4, you should... Like, it's unneeded. Should be this one, right? Let me see. Same type and attribute. No, never mind. Doesn't work. I think you can play the one Zelanantis because someone's back. Someone's back from your banish pile. And I would play a Link 4 instead of this. Just play a Link 4, it's nice, like something nice to play. I don't think it's Archer's Code, it's like, it's probably not it, but we might have to go for it. Maybe it's Unchained. Maybe it is Unchained. Something to deal with back rows. The deck has hard times to deal with back rows. Might be that. You might try that. I think something around those lines. It's quite good. And also abusing of Xenonantis with this is also nice. You can also play... There is this or Saruja. Saruya in this version doesn't really come up. You would use 3 monsters in order to abuse it to special summon the Hanzo. And Hanzo might be nice. Hanzo. No, you don't play Dugares. You actually need to play Dugares. I'll probably not play the Phoenix. Keep the Unicorn and play Dugares. Number 60 comes up though. And probably that. Green Ninja is kinda whatever. You can play it, you can decide to not play it. I think it's fine if you don't want to play it. For the Link 4, those two are not needed here. Saruja might be nice. A second cross ship is also nice. Both are actually nice. Saruja is not like doesn't really come up. But when it comes up, can actually help you a lot in order to OTK your opponent. Can also be an Abomination or Unicorn. And second, like, can be Saruja or second cross ship. Or can go into Unicorn, into Abomination. And I think both are fine as option. And then you can later on using the Zenanantis, blah blah blah. I think this is quite good enough. And I would go into that. Then for the Generator deck list, we got Generator VW. Holy fucking shit. So, let me see the flex spots. So 6 flex spots, 9 flex spots, because you also play Nibiru. And then we got a full VW core. Huh. That is interesting. For the main deck, you're playing... those two are mandatory. This one is just nice. This one is alright. This one has to be played like that. Vala. I think it's gonna break on this, because you don't have enough generated cards. Seems kinda breaky. Now, someone sent me the combo. I mean, Lulu plus Kowloon can do literally every shit in the world. Okay, if you go Lulu, pitch that, add GG. Okay. Add Lala. Special Synchro 6. Draw. We throw a blank, that's why I added the Nibiru. Okay. Beatrice and that. Coral Dragon. Special summon that. Go for this, special summon that back. Then nice. That's actually nice. Yeah. No, I can see that you went to go turboing that. And then you have also the hierarchy. It is definitely nice, because you draw and pop. Yeah, touch, draw. No, the combo is definitely nice. There is nothing to say about that. I think the combo is definitely nice. I think this combo is actually nice. Now it's more about how you wanna fix the deck. It's more about the ratios. Nibiru is kinda whatever. I think again in the deck you don't play. Wait a second. You are not playing terraforming. Are you fucking serious? There is no way you don't play terraforming. And I believe that this is not the first time that you commit a deck list, that you submit a deck list without terraforming in a generated deck list. I think this should be a one-off. I don't think you have enough cards in order to put this at 2 off. I don't think the math makes sense. 5, 8. I think should be a 1 off. Also, Laura is very bad in your deck list. Like, if you really want, you can actually play Laura at 1. But, no, actually, you can play Laura at 1. Definitely Terraforming in your deck list should be here. 100%. For Bala... For Bala, you can cut 1. I think this is more about it, like it's more like a toolbox. Then the rest seems fine. 2 Lala, you can also play 1 if you want. I think 2 is fine. Might be better for recovery. Contatsi, I prefer Contatsi over Nibiru in the main deck, by the way. I think the card is better overall. Duster, Lightning Storm, cut this bullshit and play Cosmic. And... Contatsi is fine, 3 Cosmic is fine, Triple Tactical Talent is kinda whatever. I don't dislike it, but... It is kinda whatever. And then 3 Barrier, fine. Now play 2 Castle. If your combo only requires 1, then you actually don't need to play more than 1, but I guess for going second. So I guess you don't want them to punish against Kashtira. So I can understand that. Those 2... I don't know why you're not playing the second Zeus. That is kinda weird to me. Beatrice, fine. 7, fine. You need a second Zeus. For the Fortress, can you cut the Fortress? Probably. No, but you want to use it also. No, but I think you want to do always these. If you can cut the Fortress and play the second Zeus. Definitely that. That's what I have to do. And for the main deck again, I'm not a huge fan of Nibiru. You can play better cards than this. Oh yeah, I think this is fine enough. Fine. I don't dislike this. I think this is okay-ish. Requires a lot of cards though against Kashtira going second. I don't really see you winning, but it's probably not Nibiru. It's probably not Nibiru. I think you should play other cards like Book of Moon, Dark Hole and stuff like that. You're gonna draw a lot, so that's why you're playing N3sh. I would play Contatsi over Nibiru in the main deck. That's what I would do, to be honest. I think it is probably better to do to prevent the Arise Art at all. And you can do it with that. And for the last deck list, we got Metaphys. We got Metaphys for the last deck. Well, this is all for the Deck Doctor, and I wish you guys a wonderful day. And remember to subscribe on my Twitch channel, YouTube channel, and my Twitter. And follow me on N3sh TCG on all the platforms. In the description below you will find the link for every of my social medias. And remember to see the line. See you next time.